Hello, today I was scanning my old photo because I took all the photos from my old albums and tried to scan as much as possible. And I encountered this series of photo I took when I was like about 35 or so, and it's about my music collection by LPs. And at that time, I was still single, and I was, most important thing is like this record collections of mine, and I was, at that time, I felt like I should leave this particular image of the records because I have so many LPs and most of them I accumulated over the years since I came to the United States, and I value them so much. So some of them are long before that time. I think the hit I used to know, I used to like when I was in Japan, but I wasn't able to collect the LPs or anything. But so after a while, I collected most of them that I really liked. So I thought it was interesting that at that time, my 35 of age, that means, more than half of my current age, and so I'd like to share with you. First of all, it's Franz Schubert's chamber music. The chamber music collections. I think I got to know the chamber music, and it's oh, I don't know. I think from one to the other, I started to listen, and each one of them are so beautiful, and the melody is so that's kind of sad, but it's a beautiful melancholy sadness that fit me. Even now today, I think the Franz Schubert remains my best classic music composers, and so that and. Then I got into his songs, and Franz Schubert songs. I accumulated so many of those because different singers has a different, kind of interpretations or different way of singing, or voice qualities are very different from each other. So at that time, I accumulated so many. Whenever I see the different artists singing, I buy them, and I collected some of the albums. And that particular passion remains very strong. Even today, I collected the CDs, and after lots of singers, Franz Schubert songs. Okay, then of course it's Beethoven's. I have this Beethoven String Quartet, and so that one also became very much interested in at the time to listen to, and it's very comforting. Beethoven's String Quartet is very comforting. It's like a very it's very different from Schubert. Schubert is like a beautiful melody. It itself is very comforting, but Beethoven is like a more warmer and more like a self-struggle type of thing because of his biographical history is like a very struggling thing. So always I kind of remind myself that life is a struggle, but through struggle you get comfort, and you get this meaning of life, and itself it's very very great. So that's that, and that's all classical. And I have a Sinatra, of course. Sinatra I got to know when I was in Japan, and my Cole Porter albums that I picked up, Pickwick label, very cheap. This is my Cole Porter albums here, and but over the years I collected all the albums by him, including Capitol label, LPs label, and Columbia label and RCA label, and all collected and accumulated all the stuff. I love his voice and his singing, and all through when he was young and also when he was older, much older. And then my folk era. Okay, so initially I liked this guy, Peter, Paul, Mary. I think 1960s when they came out, and I really loved their harmonies and their beautiful singing and their selections of folk music. I really liked, and but when I came to the United States, of course I tried to collect all the albums of Peter, Paul, Mary, and I collected it, and also this guy, the new Christy Minstrels. They are the when I was in Japan, I didn't have much opportunity to listen to this their albums. However, I think the chance I had here in the United States, they have so many used record store here, and it's very cheap, like $1, $2, or $3. You can buy the whole LPs, and so I collected all the new Christy Minstrels. I think this is a used CD, but I love those, and my new Christy Minstrels love remains strong. Today I have all their CDs, and I still listen to them, and it's very very poignant for me because of the And then I have this guy. This guy is about 1961, 62. Trini Lopez. Trini Lopez is the, I don't know why I got into him. I think if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning and hammer in the evening all over this land. I'd hammer at danger, I'd hammer at warning, I'd hammer at song about all over this land. Okay, so this is Trini Lopez hit song, the first hit song I had, If I Had a Hammer, Pete Seeger's song. That got me going, and I found him to be very good singer. The voice, I really liked him, the way he sang, the way he's live is like people are clapping and and all the enjoying the voice and all these things. It's in a recording, and I really liked his versions of this albums. If I Had a Hammer, and also Latin album by him, I really liked him, and so I collected all the used LPs all by him I could get. I think today I try to collect those albums, but unfortunately CDs, they don't have this original title. They have all compendium of all the hit songs together and so forth. So it's very unsatisfactory to me. I really miss LPs because each individual have his own styles are very different from each one to the other. So the Trini Lopez, and then finally, about 1975, I would say. I got to know Eagles, take it easy, right? But that was when I was in Japan. But then when I came to the United States, now about 1976, they have a great hit song like a New Kid in Town, Hotel California. Then at the time even I was listening, but not really didn't hit me. But probably 1980s, 1985 even. I met a guy from here, and he really loved Hotel California, and he was showing me the Hotel California album to me. But I didn't think of that much at the time. But long after that, for some reason, I got into the Best of Eagles. This album here, this is earlier best albums here, and I got hooked of the Eagles' best albums. And of course, after that, the Hotel California and so forth. And so that's probably my middle age, age of 35, I really got into this music. And today, my taste remained the same. I think I really love all those albums that I used to have. I still love them. But I try to kind of expand a little bit more, and of course, from Frank Sinatra to Ella Fitzgerald. Ella Fitzgerald remains very, very strong today, and I still listen to them albums, especially his her songbook. George Gershwin songbooks, Cole Porter songbooks, and Alvin Berlin, Rogers and Hart, of course, and I still even when I couldn't sleep at night time, I played that albums, and I fall asleep. So Ella Fitzgerald, and from classical, I think I kind of expanded a little bit more contemporary artists and so forth, and I love them pretty much. But also I expanded to the Bach and more, like I don't know, Mozart and so forth, and that remains very, very strong at age 74. Still listen to the same type of music. And although expanded, and I try to be more, like adventurous to the other genre. But once you establish that particular taste, you feel like, well, that's the best. You cannot go anywhere better than that. So I think that's my music history when I was young.